Welcome. I have taken over control of the VoiceOver Noobs YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss the spooky side of VO and how to overcome the doubt demons. Like I said, taking over the VoiceOver Noobs YouTube channel.
No. Just kidding. Don't let the doubt demons take over your channel or your VO process. Today, I want to come to you and talk to you about getting over those doubt demons of the voiceover beginning of your journey. I would hazard to guess that every one of you already have an existing career. I know I do, and trying to switch gears and do something completely new could be completely nerve-wracking to you. Thousands of questions could come up. Can I even do it? Will I make money at it? What will my friends and family say? That's huge for me. I don't want them to doubt my decision in doing this, so I'm a little worried about it. Do you have the time to put into learning the voiceover industry and becoming a pro at it? So many questions and that you'll have in the beginning of this. Well, today I'm going to go and give you a short list, 8 different things, important things that I think are important to help you overcome those doubt demons. Okay, enough of him. Get rid of the doubt demons. So number 1 on my list, of course, is research. Do your research. Watch videos. Through those videos, you'll want to talk to people, call people. I've spoke on other videos before about Thumbtack. Thumbtack was a way that I got a hold of a bunch of voiceover coaches around the nation. I did some research as well of voiceover coaching here in my local area. Ask a lot of questions when you do talk to them. Every single person that I spoke to gave me ample amount of time. Some even gave me more than I expected, including the coach I chose ended up giving me almost 4 hours of his time, whether it be from the first phone call to when I went and met with him in person to interview each other about coaching. So people will give you your time that are out there looking to coach voiceover talent. What this research does is gives you a good background and good, bad, or indifferent of the voiceover industry that you can make some decisions on. Okay, number 2, get organized. Simply put, get your thoughts down on paper. Take notes. Every single phone call you make, every single video you watch, take notes. Have a notepad next to you. So that way you can review them later. Things will pop up into your head. You'll jot things down. As you're watching this stuff, things will pop in your head about equipment, or things will pop into your head about classes. Jot it down. Make a note of it. And then at a later date, and next day or later on in the afternoon, review it so it starts to become part of your thought process in making this decision going forward in your voiceover career. Number three is interview and then select a coach. Start getting yourself organized in your coach interviews. Take notes. Keep a full sheet or 2 on each person you speak with. Write down little things like where they're from, East Coast, West Coast. A lot of coaches, a lot of this industry is not done locally where you're at. I'm lucky enough to have a coach that is local to me, who's been in the industry for over 30 years and who does it as a profession and coaches voiceover talent. But most coaches are going to be doing it remotely through Zoom or Skype, and little things like where they're at in the world, and if they're going to be asleep when you're awake. If they're in California and it's 3 hours difference, and only time you have to put into it is 7 a.m., you'd have to have a pretty dedicated coach to wake up at 5 and coach you. So little things like that. Make notes, jot down little things that they say, maybe things that they mention to you about your name or or things that you may need to work on. Some coaches will be blunt right up front the very first time you talk to them when you say, I'm not sure if I can do this. They'll tell you what they feel right in the first few minutes of meeting you is some of your reservations, and jot that down. Nothing that people say good, bad, or indifferent about you is going to hurt you in your choice. It may be bluntly honest that you make a choice not to do VO. It may be bluntly honest that you're willing to take that challenge and move forward. I myself was told by a coach early on that I was a very poor listener. I have to agree with them. I've never been a great listener. I hear what people are saying, but I don't listen and take what they're saying and register it and put it in a bank in my head. That's something I had to work on. I took that as a challenge. I dove into how to be a better listener videos and read things about how to be a better listener. So doing some research will also open you up to picking a coach and dealing with the coach process and getting that organized, and will help you overcome some stuff that you already doubt about yourself. One thing about the coach process, I do have a previous video that shows you exactly what I did in my coach process. I ended up doing a spreadsheet and put down different qualifying things about each coach and things that I took my notes from. So picking a coach, that's interviewing and picking a coach, that's number 3. Number 4, this will come kind of fluidly from everything from this process, doing your research, getting organized, interviewing and picking a coach. Number 4 is setting realistic goals. Through that process, you're going to realize that you need to set some goals for yourself, or you're never going to achieve what you want to achieve. That's pretty much anything when it comes to entrepreneurial brains, and how anybody that wants to do a new career and put the time into it has to organize their thoughts, is basically, set yourself realistic goals. You may have already had some goals that you put in on paper already. Just get them organized, put them on paper, put them into your smartphone in the notes section. Transfer it over to Google Docs so you can build on it and add to your goals, because your goals are going to change on a weekly basis, sometimes even daily basis. You're going to think of something, oh my gosh, I want to do this. Put that down as a goal. If you want to get a certain piece of equipment in your home booth, put it in your goals. As simple things like get a notebook. I didn't have a notebook to jot down ideas, to put down my thoughts in doing my videos. So one of my goals was put down a notebook, is get a notebook. And then you cross it off, and there's some mental things that, as small as some goals may be, that you accomplish as you mark those off. There's some sense of getting further down the road, and that's a mental challenge. That's a mental overcome for you that helps you realize that, hey, I am progressing. So number 4, set realistic goals. Make that official list. Number 5, get involved. Plug yourself into VO meetings. In the VO community, do it locally, whatever you can find. Networking groups that are in the VO industry, you could probably find some stuff locally within a fair amount of distance from your house to get plugged in, or do it online. A lot of things are being done through Zoom and Skype, like I said, including gather ups and whatnot, or small little things that you'll find through the process of your research. You'll find different places that will have information for you. Podcast. I listen to podcasts when I mow the lawn. That was part of my research. The more you're around the VO industry, the more you're going to get comfortable with it. It'd be safe to say right now that you're very comfortable in your current career. Why is that? It's because you're around it every day. You're doing stuff every day in your career. Get yourself around the VO world. Put yourself into the situation where you can go and meet with people, or be online and be plugged into that community. Number six, accept the timeline. There is a decent timeline to becoming a successful voiceover. Basically, it's not overnight. Any of your coaches that you talk to, any of the people that you're interviewing will tell you it is not an overnight success. There is work to be done. Accept the fact that you want to do that work. If it's something that you wake up and you're passionate about, do that work. Have anybody ever told you in your existing career that you're good at what you do? Well, you're good at what you do because you've put the time in to that career. Okay, number 7, go all in. With that being said, by this time, if you've done everything above what I've talked to at this point, if you've done your research, if you talk to your coaches, if you've made your goals, you kind of know what you need to do to be successful in the beginning stages of this process, to go all in. Your goals and your action plan, your daily action plans. Through the process of setting your goals, you're going to find out that you're going to have to do something every day to help get you further down the line. Whether that's be reading out loud to yourself to get better practice at it, whether that be exercising, whether that be voice training, breathing exercises. All this stuff that you're going to be having to this point is going to go into your all-in attitude. Go all in and stick with it. Last but not least, the 8th one is plan your work and work your plan. Know that's something that has been said 100 times in so many different ways, but it is so true when starting off on anything that is new to you. Once you get to the point where you are, where all this other stuff above that I've spoke about has been done, you've got to plan your work and then plug your work into your plan. And then that way you will see small progressions, sometimes big progressions. Let's say the first time you get a voiceover job and you get paid for it. That's a leap in progression. That means you're a pro now. You just got paid, which when you're a pro, you get paid for what you do. The very first time you get paid to do something for voiceover acting or voiceover talent, you're now a pro. Start acting like a pro. Put your plan to work. In all, don't give in to the doubt demons. Slow it all down. Everything will help and become a lot easier when things slow down. Slow down your thought process. That was one of my biggest things. I was already building a home sound booth in my head when what I really needed to be doing was focusing my organization and talking to voice coaches. So when I realized that, I backed up a little bit and slowed my thought process down. So with all that being said, hopefully some of this information will help you either get into the voiceover industry or help you realize that that's not what you want to do. Okay, those are the 8 things that I feel were important for me to help progress my voiceover career. Hopefully you got some information out of that. If you did, or if you have questions on it, please make a comment below, and I appreciate you watching. Please, as always, don't forget to subscribe and come back as often as you get the notifications that I put up new videos. Wherever you're at, I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, and as always, have a good night. My name's Kyle Goodnight. I'm the voiceover noob. Thanks a lot.
Don't forget to subscribe.